Hello everyone, and you're watching Black Dog, and this is a supposed conversation with supposedly my half-sister, who was adopted to different families, and the original conversation was way back. She had said that she was adopted by the Camellos. Now, I have nothing to verify that this girl is my half-sister at all, or her brother. I've asked for paperwork, and they won't provide it. And so I leave it as suspect. And I got in contact with these two people through Ben Fitzgerald and the Windstroms, who are running a house church out of Bethel. And of course, Bethel aided and abetted kidnapping my daughter. And so this is all questionable. It's also supposedly arranged by my half-brother, Corey. Now, Corey, Heath O'Neill, I know for a fact, is my half-brother. And that I know 100%. But these other ones that are showing up. So I noticed now that she said that the adoption with the Camellos was annulled because they were being abused. And the original net that she gave was Camello, not Caramello or Caramellos or whatever. So this is very interesting that she slightly changes the name here when we had the first conversation. And this could be important because I knew Camellos at Pembroke Academy. In fact, I went out with, what's his name? Brian Camello for a while. And, of course, Heather Landry didn't like that, but this is another story. So I find it very interesting that it all goes back to this Pembroke Academy. High school. This high school here. So this is very interesting because the dean of schools just got in trouble for heroin. I guess she was using the name Rachel Luther, not to be confused with a celebrity out of Australia. But she was probably dealing, the high school itself is probably dealing the drugs, not just her. But that's beside the point. So we'll go back to why that's important. So you have the Camellos, who supposedly adopted my half-siblings, and the Caramellos or whatever went to that high school. And then now, later on, this Sophie and Adon claimed that they were adopted by the Veras, Deborah Levin Vera. So this is just something interesting, especially if we go back to here. You're looking at Marie Chantal Vera. This is important because they're related to Denise Hardy, who was married to Patsy Santa Cruz Jr. And of course, Tammy Vanderpool is an actress from Hollywood, married his son Dominic. So you have Hardys related to the Veras. And you mean to tell me that all this time that Jessica Santa Cruz, her family or her mom's side of the family, adopted my siblings and she never told me? And they, of course, went to Pembroke Academy. And that is why I'm even questioning whether Sophie and Adon are really my siblings. All goes back to this Pembroke Academy and Peter Mahegan. And Peter Mahegan, who claims that family that turned in Judge John C. Fairbanks. And my grandmother, when I find out, after she had a cessation of stroke, she had a couple of them, some that occurred during my years in high school. And the last client, Jay McCall, property owned by the Bryants. She was the last client of my grandmother, so my grandmother retired and moved into a senior home from Pennacook. And I'd say about 1998 or 1999, she had another series of strokes again. And of course, she was placed in nursing home care for very long, drawn out death. I'm not very happy about it with my Uncle Harlan. He took her off of medication when she had put herself through rehabilitation and just took over everything. Cora did tell me she had a will, but apparently Harlan doesn't want to file the will. And these people are probably part of it. So we'll just go back to that anyway. But we'll look up at white pages. And we'll prove to you that they're related. I think she's in Texas, so we'll put down Texas. And then you'll get this. Right here. And of course it was Jessica Santa Cruz that knew Teresa Taylor, the daughter of Don Taylor Nilram, who stole my daughter. So you mean to tell me that the Veras who adopted, if this is true, my real half-brother and sister, also kidnapped my daughter? Same people involved. And you'll see that her maiden name is Hurdy. And we can go and you'll look and you'll see that, oh, we got a Russian girl in there. And you'll see Denise Hardy here. She lives down in Arizona. And is, of course, related to Patsy Santa Cruz. In Pembroke. And there's Jess there. So they're a bunch of liars. I don't buy for 1 minute. So you mean to tell me that two families from Pembroke Academy adopted my siblings? The likelihood of that is very slim. So somebody is lying. They have Brian Camillo. Now I know that she said it was Caramello, but I know she's lying. And we got her caught. Right there. The Camillos. Where do they live? Pembroke. All goes back to this Pembroke Academy. And right now they have a dean of schools who shares a name in common with a celebrity of Australia dealing heroin and needles out of the high school. There is definitely something wrong with Pembroke Academy. And we have Sharon Ayette. I wonder if she's related to Kelly Ayette in New Hampshire. as well as the Codys. I mean, I'm not saying it. And of course, I'd like to add that Patsy Santa Cruz apparently knew my adoptive father's half-brother, Ralph Gray, who died in the 60s. So there you go. Another connection to my family. Not very likely at all. So we're going to go back to, and we're going to look into something even more interesting. And this time we're going to go and use Ben Verified for this one. A lot of people in here they put. And we're going to look at Deborah Vera today. Now, Deborah Vera is supposed to be 72 years old. And then you're going to see here some fake names. Some of those fake names include, I guess, Levin, Randall, Alina Holligan, Edward Osso, Daniel Vera, Robert Osbach, and Diana Vera. So she's used other fake names. But supposedly this is the adoptive mom of my siblings Sophia and Adon. That's her profile. Does she look 72 years old there? No, I don't think so. 72 years old on Twitter, but yet she looks like she's in her 40s to 50s. This is a fake Ben Verified account. So I wonder. Here you go. You got Edward Osso Gmail. Why would this be registered to Gmail? Well, who's Edward Osso? Well, Edward Osso is the head director of account management with St. John's and Aetna Health. Now, my mom, my aunt, both my aunts, some of my cousins, and my dad, this is the adoptive family, and Thomas's aunt, yes, the birth father of my child, all worked for Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And that includes Aunt Annette Case and Kevin Case as well, who's also related as an in-law to my aunt, who shuts down and blocks my medical treatment. Now, I understand that it's a very delicate situation, but clearly that was a fake Ben Verified account, and so I have to rule that Sophie and Adon are also fake names run by Aetna, fishing for information on my family or some other reason. And this is getting ridiculous. I have a right to find out about my siblings. I have a right to find out about my family ancestry. This is outright selfish for them to do so. And to kidnap my daughter like this, have people try to murder me when I haven't committed any crimes whatsoever, is disgusting. And this is involving all the way up to the Trump administration. And we're going to show how that is. I'm going to look up Linda Hanley Thomas. And the reason why we're going to look up Hanley Thomas is because you're going to see and as you can see, she lives up here. She was my counselor, family counselor over my daughter. And where you go, look at this. The Trump family. Mark Randall Trump, Linda Trump, Joseph Raymond Trump, all on Linda's contacts. So we know that the Trumps are involved. Now, I'm not saying that Linda was a bad counselor. She helped me and my daughter as much as she could. She even tried to get my daughter out of this situation. In fact, she told me to leave with my daughter because of these people and what they were involved in. So I don't want you to think that, this is necessarily bad. But it's just evidence there that they are involved. In the backdrop, whether they're investigating this, I don't know. But it doesn't look like they're going to do much about it. And because of my injuries, pretty much the government is ordering me to be murdered. I haven't died yet from my condition, but they are damn hell trying to tell me to do so. They are blocking my care deliberately. So I want everyone to know that my family, who runs Blue Cross and Blue Shield practically, is involved, if I die soon, in murdering me. Disgusting country I live in. Yep, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that because I'm supposed to be living in a free country. So what kind of country is it that you report something that you see, you see somebody making threats to make IEDs, and then you go to the authorities and then they twist it around? So you have fake accounts, people pretending to be your siblings. You have all sorts of anomalies. So I'm going to have to rule that Sophia and Adon are likely not my siblings. They're fake. And this would explain harassing behavior. Go down here. such as this. Posting simulated child pornography as a joke on my Facebook wall. It explains it all right there. So these people are fake. Jessica Santa Cruz needs to go to jail. Along with her mom and everyone else for doing this.